Musk claiming that legacy mainstream media somehow is hatefully racist against whites. That would be funny if it wasn't so ridiculous. By legacy mainstream media, he means the Daily Mail, which is, of course, hatefully racist against whites. He means the Daily Telegraph, which is, of course, hatefully racist against whites. He means the Daily Express, which is, of course, hatefully racist against whites. He means the Sun. I'll tell you one thing, don't go near the Sun if you're white. Honestly, you'll come away traumatised. Don't go near the Daily Mail if you're white, or the it'd be like walking into the lion's den. Won't somebody think of the white, middle-aged, middle-class, privately educated, heterosexual men who are fully possessed of all their mental and physical faculties? Because everybody knows we're the real victims in this country. Nigel says so. So whatever you do if you're white, don't go near legacy mainstream media because it's hatefully racist against whites. What is he even talking about?
I agree with Southgate. I do believe there are fundamental differences.
Yes.
Whether they're nature or nurture or a combination, I think is something we can't really know.
I agree.
But I do think that there is value in teaching people differently. I find that girls often want to know why they're doing something when we're teaching, whereas boys will just generally go on an experiment and often are happier with failure and accepting failure. So those are two fundamentally different types of learning.
That's fascinating.
Yeah, particularly within sport.
So we had a go, and it didn't work out, but I'm glad I did it. Whereas with a girl, there'd be much more self-flagellation involved and much more self-doubt.
Exactly. And I think there's things like social media that have to play a part in that too, honestly, even at the younger ages. I think it's important to bring boys and girls together. I agree with your notion that it's much harder to breed, certainly misogyny, when boys and girls are taught together. But I think that it's really important that there are times when we teach separate things to people because different things impact boys and girls.
The problem is I've spent this week reflecting on all the things I'm not. You see, I'm not a woman. I don't know if I can argue with Jess Sato about whether or not conceding ground to misogynists would be the consequence of quitting Twitter. And I'm not of colour either, so I don't know what it would be like to hear various blowhards, liars and bigots claim that the police forces in this country are biased against white people. These are things that I am not. Of course, in Nigel Farage's universe, I, as a privately educated, white, heterosexual, middle-class professional who is in possession for now of all his mental and physical faculties, I am a member of the most discriminated against group of human beings in this country. Who here would want to be a white, privately educated, middle-class, well-paid professional, heterosexual, in full possession of all of his physical and mental faculties? Who on earth would want to be running that gauntlet, eh? Walking that tightrope on a daily... But honestly, I get out of bed every morning wondering where the next attack is going to come from. Oh, it's a miracle. Someone should give me £5 million to pay for my security in case someone decides to lob a milkshake roughly in my direction later today. Unbelievable risks that I take every time I step outside my door because I'm a white, middle-class, privately educated, heterosexual, professional in full possession of all my mental and physical faculties. Oh, won't somebody think of the white, middle-class, privately educated, well-paid professionals in full possession of all heterosexual, well-paid professionals in full possession of all them? Won't somebody think of us? You'll hear some American voice on your radio being interviewed by people who haven't done their research, claiming that we've got big problems in this country and America is a paragon of peace and harmony. It is just insane. I don't know where the regulation should end. Obviously, someone publishes death threats, then both the person making the death threat and the person publishing the death threat should be on the hook for a crime. They just should be. At the moment, they're not. You call for a pogrom in Britain in 2024 and you may end up in jail. But only if your call for a pogrom picks up the sort of coverage that Twitter is now engineered to provide. So that Lucy Conley woman ends up in jail for calling for a pogrom in this country. But apparently that is an exercise in freedom of speech and some sort of folk heroism, according to Nigel Farage's crew. He, of course, is, when it's his safety that's at risk, telling the media that one of his homes has been firebombed, where the police say we haven't been informed of anything like that. We were investigating a burglary at one of his houses, but no one said anything to us about a firebomb. But that, of course, is a question for him to answer if he ever finds himself in a studio occupied by somebody who's not dedicated to tickling his tummy. So Twitter is a place where lies thrive. Why is the government there?